So these are the actual code that you're going to put into your calculator to program the quadratic function into there. And let me just hopefully continue where we left off yesterday to do that. Let's see, I've got my graphing calculator here. Is this the one that I want to program? No. Let's see, this is the one I want to program. So when I put program, okay, I already entered the name yesterday, so gosh, I'll just start again. So I'm going to do a new program. So I'm going to go over to here and I'm going to press new. If you already entered yours, do edit for the one that you started yesterday. I'm going to start a new one. And I'm going to call it again. So I'm going to repeat this step. So if you did it yesterday, ignore this first step. I'm going to call it quad. You don't have to press the alpha button. I'm just going to type in a Q, U, A, D. You can call your program whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it quad just because it's short for quadratic. Okay. So enter. And I enter, yours should be blank. I entered that yesterday. So let's do prompt. So yesterday we entered prompt. So let's go to, you press the program button again right here to find your commands. And prompt is over one right there, number 2. So I want to go down to prompt and press enter. And you want to tell the calculator that the user you want to prompt the user to enter A, B, and C from your quadratic equation, right? So we're going to press alpha right here, this green button, alpha A. A is right below the alpha button. Alpha A, comma, and there's a dedicated comma button right here, so press the comma button. And then B, so alpha B is the apps, the blue apps button there, comma, alpha C. Okay, so you're prompting the user to enter A, B, and C. Okay, and then have you typed in this line yet? No? Okay, so to type in this line, let's see if I could clear this line. I'll clear it out. So parentheses, okay, and we're going to do B squared, so alpha B, and then the squared button is right here, right below the x minus 1, there's a squared button, so it's B squared minus 4 times alpha A times alpha C. Okay, so B squared minus 4 times A times C. Parentheses. And then how do you get that, how do we get this arrow? It's the store button. So it's this STOR button, which is right here. And you see there's an arrow there, so bottom left. So press that button, and it'll store B squared minus 4AC as, we want to store it as variable D. So alpha, press alpha D. Okay, which is right there, alpha D. And so now it's going to store B squared minus 4AC as variable D. So press enter after that. Now we're going to do this next line of code. Negative B plus the square root of D. So you need to put 2 parentheses first. So parentheses, parentheses, negative. And you make sure you use a negative here, not the subtraction button. Okay, so negative B. So the negative button's all the way down here. Negative alpha B plus square root of D. So square root right there. Second square root of, oops, that's not a square root, second square root of D. So it puts that parentheses there. You don't need to put it there. Alpha D. And then 2 parentheses ending, because we have 2 parentheses here, divided by, so division button, parentheses 2A. Parentheses 2A. Okay. End parentheses, 2 end parentheses. End parentheses, end parentheses. If you don't match your parentheses, it'll give you an error. And then we want to store this as variable E. So press your store button again way down here and press alpha E, which is right there, the sign button. And now it is storing that as E. Okay. And press enter. That's one more line of code. So we've got the third line in there. So here we're on to the fourth line right here. Again, parentheses, parentheses, negative B. Parentheses, parentheses, negative alpha B. And minus the square root of D. Minus the square root of alpha D. Parentheses, parentheses, end parentheses, divided by 2a, divided by parentheses 2a, parentheses 2 alpha a, 2 end parentheses, and we want to store this as f. So 2 end parentheses, store alpha f, the cosine button, alpha cosine button. For f. Okay. And enter. So that's the fourth line of code. We've entered that. The fifth line of code, display solutions. So how do you get the display command? You press the program button for all your commands. So I want to press the program button. When I do that, I don't see display, so I'm going to arrow over to the next menu, and there is display. It's number 3. Okay, so we're going to press 3. And there is display. We want to display this as, we want to display solutions. We need the quotations. The quotations is all the way down where the plus, you see so we have to press the green button first. Press alpha plus to get your quotation marks. And then you want to just type out solutions using your, basically like text solutions. So alpha S, alpha O, where's O, alpha L, alpha U, alpha T, alpha I, alpha O, alpha N, alpha S. And then end quotes. So alpha, that plus button again, until you spell out solutions. Display solutions. End quotes. So make sure you put the end quote. And then we have to follow that with a comma, E, comma, F. So the comma button again is right next to the X squared button, comma, alpha, E, comma, alpha, F. Okay, so your code should look like display, solutions, E and F. So it's going to display E and F, the variable that you stored as E and F. And press enter. Last one, yay, we're almost done. Label 1. Where's the label command? Press program, and if you have a newer calculator, it might be different, but if we scroll all the way down here, I just press program, scroll all the way down, the label command should be towards the bottom. There it is, number 9 on my calculator. If you have the newer rechargeable one, it's somewhere around there. Press enter, and you have to put a 1 here. You have to put a number. If you don't put a number, it'll give you an error. So put label 1. And enter, and we're finished. So let's test this out. Let's put quit, put second mode to quit, and this has automatically been saved. You don't have to save it, it automatically saves it for you. So let's see, the practice equations I have are, what, 3, I think it's 2. I have 2x squared, I have 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0, and I know that the solutions to these are 0.5 and 3, or negative 3. Okay, and then we'll test out another one. We'll test out a u squared minus 25u plus 144 equals 0. I know the solutions to these are 16 and 9. This is the problem that we did in class the other day that was kind of hard to come up with the solution. So let's run our program to see if you successfully, because you have to run it to see if it works or not, right? So let's press program. So you're press program. This brings up whatever programs you can put, like 5, 6, 7, 10 programs in here if you want to. And let's put enter. We'll pull the screen down. See again. And we want to run program quad, so press enter again. And now it's going to prompt you for your A value. Well, our A value is 2, so put 2, enter. Now it's going to prompt you to enter B. Our B value is 5, so press 5, enter, and our C value is -3. So put -3, enter, and oh my goodness, look, it solved it for us. X is 0.5 and -3. If you got 0.5 and -3, you did it correctly. If you got something else, then it'll tell you there's like an error, or it'll give you the wrong number and you have to go back and find the error. Okay, so we could test again. Let's program quad, enter again, and let's try this one, 1, -25, and 144. So our A value is 1. Our B value is -25. And then our C value is 144. Enter. You should get 16 and 9 if you did it correctly. And voila, you have the quadratic formula. You are now able to solve any quadratic equation